Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm always happy to connect with you guys. If this is your first time on my channel, you are highly welcome. So like, subscribe and leave a comment below. Today we're checking out another video, and the title is Revert Story of an American Soldier from, I don't know what he was before, but he reverted to Islam. So guys, without wasting your time guys, let's just dive into it.
I grew up in a black household, we used to go to church every Sunday. Southern Missionary Baptist Church, the church where, they got a hoot and holler for God and singing kinds of songs and people speaking in tongues. It was always a good time at church. We'd be there all day on a Sunday, but it was a good time. One summer, my mom put me on, she locked me down the whole summer. I couldn't leave the house. I was on punishment, And in doing that, stuck in the house, I didn't have much to do. So what I would do was I would watch all her old video cassettes. This is back when they had the VHS, the VCR player, you had to press rewind, all that old stuff. Anyways, I came across this movie, it's called Malcolm X. And I heard about Malcolm X, but in school, in public school especially, they don't teach you a lot about Malcolm. You hear a lot about Martin Luther King, all these other people, the more pacifist, activists and things like this. But I never really learned much about Malcolm X. So I remember looking at this video because I'm like, man, this is a lot of videos. It's 2 videos, it's a long movie. So anyways, I pop it in or whatever, and I watched it all the way through. I think it's about 2.5 hours maybe all the way through. And I remember at the end of that video, I was a little bit left in shock, because the whole concept behind Malcolm is that Malcolm, he was never really a Christian, but, he did all of his work in the name of Allah, you know what I mean? And he did his work in the name of helping people, benefiting them. And at the end of the day, he was Muslim, But the problem was that, for me, was that as a Christian, I had learned that if you didn't accept Jesus into your life as your Lord and personal Savior, you was going to hell. Well, I looked at Malcolm and I said, well, Malcolm believed in God. He believed in all these different, he believed in God. But he's going to go to hell because he didn't believe in Jesus the way I believe in Jesus. And to me at the time, that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go to college. I knew I didn't want to go to college, but I knew I had to do something. I knew I had to get out of here. I knew I had to get out of the city. So I ended up joining the Army. I joined the Army in 2008. Yeah, about 2 weeks after I graduated, I was in the Army. 2 weeks after I graduated from high school, I was in the Army. And the military was a very interesting experience because in the military, you're not paid to think for yourself. They do all the thinking for you. They tell you when and where to go. They tell you to do this. They tell you to do that. Everything is already planned out for you. One day, I'm guarding this gate. I'm armed up with my weapon, guarding this gate. And this truck approaches. And the truck approaches, and it gets closer to the gate. And I'm telling the truck to stop. I'm saying stop, telling the truck to stop. The truck stops, the driver gets out, and he starts walking towards the gate. Well, I tell him, I say, you have to stop. I'm yelling at him, stop. And the whole time he's coming at me, he has this smile on his face. So I'm thinking in my head, this man is crazy. This man is loony. He's out of his mind. I don't know what's wrong with him. Anyways, he continues to come closer and closer and closer. And by this time, I've pointed my weapon at him. I'm telling him I'm going to shoot and all this stuff. But something was telling me not to shoot. Something was telling me not to pull the trigger. So I didn't. And what happens is that he approaches me, and from his underarm, he produces his paperwork telling him that it was okay for him to get in the gate. Well, in the conversation I'm having with him, I'm telling him, you can't come into the gate. You're not welcome in the gate. And I'm like, didn't you see me pointing this weapon at you? Don't you know I could have shot you? And the man looks at me, and he's speaking broken English. His English is very broken. He looks at me with a smile on his face, and he points his finger to the sky like this, and he says, I only fear Allah. And in my head, I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. You know what I mean? You got problems. You know what I mean? You out here defying guns and stuff. No, you're tripping out. Whatever, right? So what happens is that I come back out to California about October of 2011, and then I took my Shahada at Farouk because I knew a guy that actually was going there at the time that I had met through some other friends that was going there at the time, and he invited me to come through and take my Shahada. And one thing that I would say to everybody that's watching this, or to anybody that's interested in Islam, is do not hesitate to go out and do the research and visit a masjid. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, it may be a little strange at first. Obviously, it's gonna be strange. You're doing something new. You're looking into something that might potentially change your life, and it's a bit overwhelming at first. And sometimes the thing is that sometimes when we discover the truth, we try to run away from it because we don't want to believe it. But the problem is that the truth, you can't run away from the truth forever. It's always going to be in the back of your mind. And sometimes when people discover Islam, they look at it and they say, no, this can't be true. They think they know it's true, but they back away from it because they're scared of the truth, you know? And in that sense, you have to understand is that, yes, the truth is a little bit scary sometimes, but it's still the truth, you know? And in doing that, don't be afraid to go and visit a masjid. Don't be afraid to talk to the Muslims that are around you. Do not believe what the media is telling you. That's rule number one. Don't believe what the media is telling you. Don't let anybody tell you that ISIS, the Taliban, represents Islam. Because if that's the case, then the KKK represents Christianity. And everybody knows that's not true. So don't let anybody tell you what Islam is until you go out and you do it for yourself. Research it for yourself.
Well, guys, we've checked out another interesting video again, like a Revert story. Okay, the guy who was part of the army, and you know, now he was a Christian before, but he decided to become a Muslim based on God's plan. So what really happened, like he was telling us about how he was going to like church a whole lot. Later on, he was laughed up by his mom. I don't know, he did something bad, so he came across Malcolm X's video. We all know Malcolm X was a great activist who was with Martin Luther King. He became a Muslim and changed a lot of lives, like, and influenced a lot of people as well, like especially the black community in America to become a Muslim. So yeah, but later he joined the army. The guy joined the army, and he went there for like, and he stayed for like 3 years. Later he came back, and through the encounter he had with the guy that said that he only fear God, he doesn't fear him even if he's going to shoot him. I think that's led for him to like convert into Islam. And I love the advice he gave. Like, yeah, a lot of things the media is saying out there about religion doesn't represent the religion. It's far away from the truth. Like, you can't be telling me you're killing people for God. Like, the Quran, there's nothing like that. It's stated there. Like, if you kill one soul, you've killed the whole of humanity. And if you kill one soul, you kill the whole of humanity, guys. So you have to think logically and question yourself, like, what are these people doing? You know, sometimes some people, they don't know about religion, they don't do research, and they just follow blindly, and that's really bad. Like, because a lot of people dress up and you see them, you think like they are good Muslims, but they don't know anything about the religion. It's based on culture and other things. They will be basing their own belief on culture, or think like it's not good, it's not right for them. No, you have to follow the rules. Research, learn, and learn. So based on the advice guy gave you, just have to do your research, and that's true. That's the number one rule. Do your research and don't follow what the media is saying, because the media portrays Islam in a bad way. So guys, that's all I have to say on this video. Like, I'm really happy to like come across this video. Like, check it out. It's really good. It's really inspiring. It's strengthening us more to like believe in the faith and move on. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, leave your comment below. Stay